This is the brief on the Government of India Act of 1935. Picture a legal overhaul so absolutely massive. It was literally the longest act the British Parliament had ever passed, designed to completely rewire India's governance just a decade before independence. First, it tried to pull off a huge unification called the All Indian Federation. Well, that actually flopped because the princely states flat out refused to join. But it did succeed in bringing in provincial autonomy, scrapping the old dual rule system, and finally letting elected Indian ministers call the shots locally, even though British governors kept some sneaky override powers. Second, it created a super complicated power map. They sliced authority into federal, provincial, and concurrent lists, which basically meant both sides could make laws. Crucially, the British viceroy held on to residuary powers, controlling literally anything not written down. So while the British loosened their grip locally, they ironically tightened it at the center, keeping big ticket items like defense completely locked down. Finally, we are left with a really conflicting legacy. On one hand, it built lasting institutions like the Federal Court and the Reserve Bank of India, and it gave voting rights to way more people. On the other hand, it kept the British Parliament supreme and offered no real independence. Jawaharlal Nehru totally nailed it when he called the whole setup all brakes, no engine. So while it was a massive turning point, it was ultimately just a rigid cage meant to maintain British supremacy. That's how one massive document laid the groundwork for modern India while desperately trying to hold it back.